Hello, my name is Adonis and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a love or loss spread for all of my Aquarius out there for February 20th to March 5th. So let's get after it. Okay. Sun rising Venus and Jupiter, Sun, Moon rising Venus and Jupiter, Sun rising Venus and Jupiter, Sun rising Venus and Jupiter. Show me cards I need to see. Show me cards I need to see. What type of love or energy is coming towards my Aquarius during February 20th to March 5th. Okay, that feels good. Okay, so here we go. First up, we have a fire sign individual, a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. So this is an individual that, again, has the ability to put out warm, vibrating energy. That they're putting those positive vibes out there, have the ability to receive those positive vibes. So this is an individual. I'm getting the sense here that you are aware of this individual. They kind of put it out there that they were interested in pursuing a relationship. However, their advances were rejected, and there's this sense that, they have this sense that they've been kind of left out in the cold here. All right. So things, this person is feeling like, things were kind of ended before they got a chance to start because you have to have so many other people in this particular spread here. All right. So they're feeling a little bit left out in the cold there. We have a younger fire sign individual here. Okay. This individual has a great deal of exploratory energy, likes to try new things in different ways, kind of thinks outside the box. Again, this is a younger individual here, and that's how you would recognize this individual. Okay, so I got a young, exploratory, kind of adventurous, kind of thinking outside the box. So that's there, and that's where that situation is. But this person is, this is an individual. To be honest with you haven't really taken this person seriously up to this point. There's just kind of like a little bit of flirtation that's going on between you and this other individual. So there's nothing really, really serious per se. All right, not yet anyway. And finally, by far the most interesting is this Knight of Swords individual here. This is an air sign individual. Like yourself, a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius energy here. Now, the thing about this here is this is an individual that's very passionate about, they're very passionate about their feelings for you, okay? And they're moving directly towards you. There's no sense of maneuvering or strategy, if you will, with this individual. This is an individual with the mindset of, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to go after. No real care about who else you may be dating and interested in. This is an individual that has one sole goal, and that's to move directly towards you as quickly as possible. They have a tendency, this individual has a tendency to move directly towards their passions, if you will. Now, this is also the type of energy that, individual that has a tendency to act first and then think about the consequences and repercussions later. That's that type of situation happening here. But nonetheless, this person is moving towards their passions because they very much feel as though there's a commonality, there's a common bond that you share with this individual. So at least that's their thoughts, and they want to move towards their passions, and kind of get everybody else out the way as quickly as possible. Okay, now this individual, even though they may be a little reckless in their approach, they are very a very charitable natured individual with the six of pentacles here. They're very charitable in their nature. They like, you know, they kind of like to give like an equal give and take. This is a person that is quite possibly socially conscious, you know, cares about the poor, cares about helping others, has a good natured heart. And that's, again, that's, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword here, because they're very charitable in that regard when it comes to others, but also when it comes to their passions, it's just like, well, they have a tendency to just kind of act on these passions. You know, so that's the type of thing we're dealing with here. You know, with one aspect is, it's like, wow, this person is so generous, so loving, so community, such a community civic minded individual. And on the other hand, it's like, my God, this person is just like a bull through a china shop, you know, when it comes to their passion. So that's what's going on with that situation with that individual there. So also, we have the Five of Cups here with this individual. So um, there is a bit of regret that they're dealing with, quite possibly from a past relationship, which is another reason why they may be so um, why they're directing you, they're approaching you so quickly and so directly, is because there may be some aspect of a little bit of a rebound situation here going on with this particular individual here. You know, there's some things that they're dealing with from the past, and they're viewing you as and they're viewing you. You got the Star card here as a fresh start, a renewal, a rebirth, as a way to kind of get um, over that hurt, if you will, kind of like a transitional type of situation. So there's that going on there for sure. Okay. Um, More than likely you met this person. We got the Three of Cups here. That's some type of celebratory type of situation, most likely some type of celebratory situation, like at a lounge or at a bar, a party, or something like that. You know, some type of social setting where there was alcohol and like a communal situation, if you will. Um, and this person is also, you know, finally using their intuition. Their intuition is telling them that there's something there. There's something there worth exploring. And so they're acting on that intuition, on those instincts that they have, that there actually may be a possibility that, you know, there may be this common bond that you guys share. So with that being said, let's see what kind of strengths. What kind of strengths are you dealing with? What kind of strengths are you dealing with? What kind of strengths are my Aquarius dealing with here? What kind of strengths are my Aquarius dealing with? Okay, here we go. Okay, so these are all your strengths here. So again, we have Seven of Swords. This is seen as a strength because you have been through, maybe not too far in the distant past either, dealt with an individual where there was some sneaky behavior that took place in a relationship, and it kind of it kind of left you kind of shook, if you will. You're kind of aware of that. That also goes hand in hand with the Tower moment that we have here as well. So this sneaky behavior and this Tower moment are definitely something that happened hand in hand together here. Okay, so again, these events kind of jaded your perspective, if you will, as far as dating goes, as far as you know, who you would consider going out with, and it left you a little bit jaded. But that's seen as a strength because you went through that, you dealt with it, you pretty much have inoculated yourself against it as best you could, built up this wall of emotional protection, if you will. Okay. In addition here, we have the Page of Pentacles. In this particular spread here, As far as love goes, this represents messages, but very careful messages. I must say here. So you're very careful with how you communicate, how you present yourself, how you communicate, how you articulate your position to others. You're very careful about that, so that there's no misunderstandings. They know exactly where you're coming from and exactly what to expect from you, and likewise. So you're open to communication. You speak very clearly about what you're willing to accept and what you're willing not to accept. In addition, here we have the Hermit card. And that tells me that there is a great amount of soul searching, self-reflecting, if you will, that you've done on yourself. So you've done the inner workings on yourself that, at least in your mind, that you need to do. Again, these are your strengths. So you've done that internal work, that balancing that you needed to do, to grounding that you need to do. So you're approaching things from a level-headed perspective. Also, we have here as a strength the Knight of Wands. So you have no problem moving towards your passion. So if you're really feeling connected with someone, you really feel like there's a connection, there's a commonality here, there's a real spark there, then you'll move towards those passions rapidly yourself. You're not going to wait around. You're not going to have to be invited, if you will, to move towards your passions. If you feel as though that there's a possibility that something really could work out here, you'll move towards it. So in other words, you'll move first. You'll be the first one to move. You're not going to wait. If you're really feeling someone, you're going to move towards it. Also, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. Now that could have dual meaning here. On one hand, that means that, in terms of relationships, that you're willing to put the work in, the repetitive task that it takes to make a meaningful relationship. So you're willing to put the work in to make that happen. In addition, it also, in terms of from this overall financial perspective, you're willing to put the hard work working on your pentacles, getting your money together, getting your finances together, because there is and that is further highlighted here by the Queen of Cups here. The nurturing energy that you have. But getting back to that Eight of Pentacles real quick, you realize the importance of having a strong financial, being financially independent. So you're willing to put the work in for your pentacles. And in turn, the dual meaning, putting the work into your pentacles, but also working hard as far as being willing to put the work into the relationship as well. Queen of Cups, you're willing to be loyal, devoted, to the right individual. And also finally here we have the Two Pentacles, which means that you do have the ability to work and you have work-life balance going on, in other words. So you have the ability to multitask. So with that being said, let's see what type of blockages what are the blockages that are potentially keeping you from any of these particular love interests here? What are the blockages that you're dealing with here? What potential internal blockages are you dealing with here? Let's see. All right. So the first blockage here, if we have this sense of options, you realize that as is obvious here, there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of options, and sometimes options are good and sometimes options are bad, but you don't have to settle. Okay, so you can, you have the ability, when you have a large variety of people with different interests, different perspectives, you can choose. You can afford to be kind of picky to choose. Okay, so you have a lot of options here, until you can find that right fit. You got time, because there's a lot of people here. Also, the Wheel of Fortune is beginning to move in your favor, and you can feel it. You're getting closer to finding you know, that special someone that you're looking for, and you can feel in the wheel of fortune is beginning to turn in your favor. Okay, just intuitively, instinctively, you can kind of feel it. Also, we got the Six of Pentacles here. So, like as a blockage, even though you know, you're looking for someone that is generous, that is generous, that is courteous, has a good heart. Um, and even though the Knight of Swords may be, you know, there probably is that aspect that I discussed, that aspect does exist. The fact that this person is just so direct, uh you know, very so passionate, so direct, that can kind of be off-putting. Like I said, that's that double-edged sword quality here. Very passionate about civic-minded things, and that's one aspect. But then it's just so that they're so passionate about sometimes how they approach a situation, especially in terms of relationships. That could be a little bit of a turnoff. It's just like, wow, you know, you're you know, it's a bit much. Let me get to know you a little bit first. That's what that's all about here. Um, Also, blockage is Seven of Swords, sneaky behavior. Again, you went through something similar. You inoculated yourself against it. You built up this wall of protection around yourself. You're always on the lookout for things that are not quite right, don't seem quite right. You know, people that, you know, and again, that's a blockage to this particular situation because you're a little bit hesitant because you don't want to get hurt. And finally, here, you are looking for a long-term committed relationship, possibly even a marriage situation. Okay, and again, that's these are all your blockages here. In terms of this, again, some of these particular individuals could be good dating material, but not necessarily good marriage material. Okay, there is a difference. And so there's that. So if this is a love or loss situation, I would have to say I'm leaning more on the side of a loss here. It doesn't really look like, um, you know, there's really um, any kind of thing to hold on to because you're looking for something a little bit more deeper, a little bit more meaning to it. Um, Even though there may be a good prospect in terms of the air sign individual, I feel as though that direct passion is a little bit too much. That, you know, you're looking for something. You're looking for someone to have be very deeply and spiritually connected. But the very heavy-handed approach of this air sign individual is kind of problematic. All right. So with that being said, let's see what additional information the Spirit want to give before I shut this thing down here. What additional information the Spirit want to give before I shut this thing down here? All right. So, discover your superpower, access 100% of your mojo. So, what that is saying to me is that, you know, do you shine bright, shine bright. Don't let anything kind of dull your brightness, your mojo, if you will. Um, you have a particular thing that you're looking for. A certain thing has a certain type of look and feel, and you'll know it when you see it. Um, and so to some, that pickiness, that selectiveness, if you will, may come off with you, you know, being a little bit full of yourself. Spirit saying, no, 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 no. You continue to do what you're doing because it's working for you. You're moving in that direction. So continue to access 100% of that and do you. Don't let other people's opinion of your dating habits take you out of the path that you're on. In other words, so you're doing fine. In addition, here, say yes to your calling, be a human explanation point. And that's pretty much, you know, coincided with the other situation. You know, not just in terms of a relationship, but again, you're looking for something that's going to complete you. Again, long-term commitment, possible family. Big difference between dating material and marriage material. Okay, and so you know, you're looking for a marriage type situation. And so, and you want that, you want to, and put an exclamation point at the end of that. That's what you're looking for. Nothing less will, you know, for some people, you know, this would work, but for you, it won't. Um, and in other words, be the bridge. Expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. So what I'm feeling here, what I'm sensing, what that means here is that, um, when you do find this individual, there's going to be a spiritual component to it, even if you are unaware that that's what you need, that that's what you're looking for. You'll be able to expand your consciousness with this individual into both worlds, both the 3D world, which is this world that we're in, and the astral realm, if you will. You know, there's going to be a spiritual component to this, even if you were unaware of it right now. That's something that has yet to reveal itself, but that is something that's in your future. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to shut this thing down now. This is a general love reading. It may not resonate with everyone. If it does not resonate with you, that is fine. You want a little bit more about your personal situation. Again, the link will be below. Feel free to get a personal reading if this does resonate with you and you want to know a little bit more. Again, get a reading. The link will be below. If you haven't already, please like, please share, please subscribe. Also, do not forget to hit that notification bell to be notified about all my releases, okay? I love you guys. My name is Adonis, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.